We are at week 3, day 3. Today is the last topic of, last day of week 3. We are at the end of the week 3. And I just wanted to brush up. Rather, I wanted all of you to brush up. How was the last session? And as you know that we always start with the recap. So sprint review we had taken in a lot of detail, in depth, in comparison with sprint retrospective. So I just wanted, me and Gaurav, we had discussion how to go ahead today. So just can all of you give one liner about what is your understanding about sprint review, or why sprint review is done, how it is done? So basically it's just a brush up of last session. So we will be continuing that today in the form of definition of done. So can we start? Nishaji, would you like to start, please? What is a sprint review as per your understanding? We're not looking at any jargons. It's basically from purely understanding point of view. Will you please start? Hello, Nishaji. You're on mute. Hello. Gaurav, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so I think she's busy somewhere or something. Okay, Chanchalji, will you start? If you can hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so sprint review in your own words, the understanding, what do you feel, why it is done, anything which you would like, it need not be only one line, whatever you had understood, just the gist of it. Please go ahead.
Yes. Uh, from my understanding, a sprint
Mhm.
review is held at every end of the sprint, and the
Mhm.
Scrum team demonstrates what work has done in the sprint. In the sprint, I mean, they demonstrates what the work they have completed in the current sprint.
Okay. Hello, Chanchal, I've lost your voice.
Yes, yes.
Yes, yeah, sure. So, okay, that was it. So you feel, we have rightly mentioned, it's a review before, rather at the end of the earlier sprint.
Yes.
And one important point, it is conducted by the product owner and the scrum master, and everybody is a part of it with a discussion. So Mayank, would you like to add something to this, please?
Yeah,
जो भी
so
याद है.
sprint review is pretty much done after the sprint. It is a demonstration to in front of the customer, and it's sort of a customer approval as well.
Perfect. Demo, yes.
Demo is the right
Yes,
word. Demo
is the
to the
right word.
customer. Yes, and
Yeah.
owner is mandatory. In retrospective, the owner is you know
Yes, yes.
advised to join in, but not mandatory.
Yes. Good. I wanted to actually assess that a little. So very well put. So I'm happy to happy to realize that you do remember the last session. So just a little bit of brush up, that sprint review basically is a demo to the customer, with the motive of getting an unofficial or verbal sign off of whatever functionality we have developed. It has to be very crisp. It has to be not too long. It should involve all the interested parties or stakeholders. What we mention in our agile, or a scrum scenario. All the some of the feedback from customers taken, and so basically you get a fair idea of where you stand at that sprint, and how well you have fared, and how what all. See, this is from both the side. You're giving the demo to customers, but as well as I am pretty sure whenever you had given any presentation and demo, at the end of it, you also realize where you stand, what you could have done better, and so it's simple as that. But it's not mentioned upfront to the customer. Internal team gets a fair idea, and then it's a learning for them also for the next sprint. So that is the sprint review, and it's a very interesting as well as useful topic to know, to experience, to understand, that because tomorrow when you work in agile environment, that time it is very important to know these things, that why are we conducting there, when all these things happens in a day-to-day work, nobody will be there, or it's not expected to, anybody would explain why we are having it, because it's a part of your job or work, like how we have meetings and board meetings. Nobody tells you why we are having it, though you have an agenda, definitely, but it's good to know. So I really request you to keep brushing up, keep watching and listening to our videos, other trainers videos, and double X or whatever super speed. Zaruri nahi hai that you have to listen to that same speed. So I think Gaurav had shared with you earlier. Also, other assignments of Carl Nightingale's recording. How you guys are going ahead? Are you able to listen to it daily, at least once? Yes.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
Yes. Nishaji, we did miss you. I was asking to explain, or rather share your understanding of sprint review. Will you be able to share with us? Because Mayank and
Yeah.
Chanchal had given their inputs. Yeah.
Sprint review is just before the sprint gets over. And
Perfect.
it's basically a demonstration of what has been built.
Right.
And the motive is customer acceptance, getting a sign off from them. And all the parties involved in it are to be a part of the sprint review, like the product owner, scrum master, development team, stakeholders, investors, any
Perfect.
other
Have
external.
you
persons.
jotted down the points? You're just going perfectly, bullet point wise. Superb, superb. I think everybody will will agree to that. Yes. Sprint
Yes, I'm
review is all that what you have mentioned. Yes, yes. Please go
but
ahead.
it's still a part of the sprint, right? It's the end of the sprint.
Yes, 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 yes. It's like how we put it. It's the end, towards the end of the sprint. Sprint review is very much part of the sprint. But unless we do it, we cannot mark the sprint as closure. It is a very crucial milestone of that entire sprint planning and sprint phase. So basically, it's the demo slash feedback process, which is very essential, as our entire Scrum and Agile process is based on product and project and activities delivery. And that time, the customer acceptance or customer review is of prime importance, which we more or less get or seek during this demo. Also, you understand where you stand from development point of view, what all functionalities you have developed. So it's a very important part. That's why I wanted to focus so much. So yes, let us start today with our again very interesting topic, a definition of done. And I would request Gaurav to initiate the same. Gaurav,
Yeah, thank you.
over
Thank you
to you.
so much. Thank you so much, Prernaji.
Welcome.
And welcome to everyone on day 3 of week 3. And you know what? The session started in a fantastic manner. I could relate it with one example I would like to share with you all. How did it start? So have you seen a small baby lying in the bed, and parents take them all of a sudden, and when he wakes up, he finds himself in the mall or somewhere in the market, clueless how and where I was sleeping and how come I'm here. So this is how I saw the today's session was starting. When we asked you guys about sprint review, we were not getting answer, but yes, you guys grabbed the momentum. So thanks for the answer, and very well answered by Nisha ji. It was super awesome. I'm super glad that you could remember that. And yes, Mayank, you also grab the point which helped you to memorize the thing, and so Achal, you did. So yes, so just to sum it up from where we left about sprint review, it is nothing but what it is, just before sprint gets over, and it's during the sprint. Okay, and as you guys said, it's nothing but it's a kind of a demonstration. Yeah, so without adding much point on that, because we have covered that, let's move from where we had left. And this is the third time I'm going to explain about definition of done. Earlier two times, what was happened? Earlier two times we had just touch based, and it's a vast area which we should know. It's nothing but understanding. It's nothing but a philosophy. It's nothing but a mutual agreement within the team before releasing anything. So I would like to hear from you guys anything which comes in your mind without reading over here from the cards or from the deck. What do you think that what DOD or definition of done could be? So I would like to ask you, who wants to go first answering this? In anything which comes in your head immediately after listening to definition of done. It must be this, or it could be this. Yeah.
End of a cycle.
End of a cycle. Good. Okay, who else want to go next? Go ahead. And nothing is wrong, nothing is right. Okay.
The
checklist.
the given
you go
task
ahead.
is completed. Sorry.
Yeah, Chanchal, come again.
Yeah, the given task is completed from anyone. Like if he suppose says it's done, means
Yeah.
it's completely done.
Okay. Yeah, awesome. Nisha ji?
Like you would just check a list of activities which you need to check to see if it's done. So if all of them are checked, like X, Y, and Z, you would call it it's over. It's like to check a list of activities.
Amazing. Great. And we are what doing? We are just trying to put up our understanding. Awesome answer. Dipti, would you like to add?
Yeah, so definition of done is the acceptance criteria of the user story so that we can mark it as completed.
Well said, and truly said. Okay, so all of you are right, and Dipti has put up the exact terminology what we are going to learn further. Okay, so as you see earlier, we have shared that definition of done is a shared understanding within the Scrum team. Why? Because it may vary project to project or team to team, and definition of done happens for various things. It's just not about the sprint. It's also about feature, about component, about sprint, about code, anything which is targeted to be shipped towards the client. Okay, and and that's the reason there was one question from you guys last time. This was like this: done means releasable, and we ask you some question that what does it take for the rocket to launch? Okay, there must be some checklist. Okay, done. Now, are we ready to launch? Thumbs up, countdown started, and rocket launches. Okay, what does it take for service engineer to call the customer for the delivery of her vehicle? So he also, you remember that we keep on talking about garage services. Last time we have given this example during a sprint review. So what exactly will happen? They will mark it. Okay, this is done, and okay. So ready to be shipped. Okay, ready to be delivered. Okay, and then third one is what does it take for a doctor to say the surgery is success? He will check that everything is fine. We have put back everything well. The patient is ready. and nothing is left inside, means just for example, just on lighter note. So the another one was related to our subject, that is nothing but what does it take for the development team to put the product into production. There would be certain things which we are going to talk about that, because it involves various things. So let's move further and understand what exactly it means. So it means anything which is to be marked as done before delivering has to be agreed amongst engineering team, means who is designing, scrum master and product owner. So remember this. And if we have agreed that, okay, we will call it as done before we ship it to the customer. So they agree on the checklist. So what could be those checklists? We will be coming to that point. However, understand this thing, that what is that anything could be. So as I shared earlier, user story, code deployment, release, sprint. Now you need to know what all these things are. Okay, so yeah, before I explain it further, Prerna ji, would you like to add anything on this what we are just starting up on definition of done?
Yes. So very well, explained by Gaurav, but uh, what it is done. So, in the upcoming slides, we have details about it, but I just wanted all of you to give it a thought. Like when we say we are done and in all a positive manner, so what all things that come to your mind, whenever preferably in professional scenarios, or if whenever we are given any task to any kids, for that matter, it might be a study related, homework related task. When do we accept, as a parent, as a teacher, as a developer, as a, maybe a scrum master, as a product owner, think from that point of view. Basically, me and Gora want to work on your thinking. So given a scenario, given a situation, you know how to go ahead about it mentally, so you can actually execute in reality. So when we mention done, as Gaurav was highlighting, we would have a checklist. We do have a checklist. So we need to realize that the product, that the features which we are saying, or we were working on, they are done from variety of aspects. It might be functional, technical, behavioral, with respect to technology. All these aspects have to be considered. There should not be any known issues. There should not be any highlighting change. It should be in line with what was accepted by the customer. So done word has to be taken very seriously, and the overall understanding we get from the word when we say done, oh yeah, so it's completed, it's foolproof, it's done what is expected. So this is the basic understanding what you have to get from a simple word. Gaurav, that's it only from me. Now we'll get into more of a technical, or the Scrum related environment. I just wanted you guys to be on the same page with when we say definition of done. We have to really understand what from what side. And here, as the pointers, we can see from the user story, from the code deployment, from the release, and from the sprint. Right now, what I mentioned was a very plain understanding of the word done, or whenever we mention that our activity is done, our activity is completed. But here, how it would cite from a user story point of view, what it actually mean. So I'll just, Gaurav, if you don't mind, I'll just give a little brief about it, then
Yes,
you
yes,
can
please
add
go
to
ahead.
it.
Yeah.
Yes. So first of all, you guys are all aware what the user story is. It's, it's your requirements put in such way that it has all the details required from a development team, required for entire Scrum team to understand and go ahead about it. So when I say done, that means all the components and all the requirements, functionalities mentioned in that user stories have been achieved or not. See, when we work in practical scenario, there can be a situation wherein you are not able to achieve the functionality, the product feature, due to lack of some technical skills at that time, due to lack of some timelines constraint, like we have this certain technical issues, some environmental issues, as in the best example is whenever there is heavy rain in Mumbai, the train used to, matlab, not now, prior to COVID, the train used to stop, and there used to be a mandatory holiday or vacation of minimum 1 to 2 days. So in such unforeseen scenario, how your work will get affected. So all considering all that, when we say that my user story is completed, have it achieved the goal it was supposed to achieve? I mean, goal is a very big word, but when in a particular sprint, or when my development team comes in, and my scrum masters say that the user story is achieved, is completed, there has to be some checklist with respect to it, that is you know uh, has it achieved the functionality, has it mentioned, or has it implemented all the features. So that is a brief of it. When I say code deployment, okay, when I say that the code deployment is completed or it's done, so basically what all you must have achieved in that. So this is a little technical, but it's very easy to understand. So has the code been checked in? Has the code completed? Has the code is of good quality? By good quality, if you remember, I've given some example that how we write google.com, and the website, the pages instantly appears on your screen, or on your mobile, on on your laptop. Whereas how we try to access some school portals or some government portals, and they are so slow to load, especially if anybody knows, we used to have that train ticket, IRCTC site for booking train tickets. It used to be so slow, but luckily it has become pretty fast. So all the simple things, uh, that we need to check in, how your code has passed the testing, what is the testing team status on it, and then how well the code is documented. I just wanted to highlight. Can anybody know? I know it's a little technical, but I just want to know that if you're aware of it. Nisha, you might be aware of it. What do you mean by code is documented? What are your thoughts? Chanchal, how you feel? What it would be? Code is documented. I know it sounds like a jargon, but what do you get understanding of it? Yes? Anybody can answer? Chanchal, Mayank, Dipti, Nisha ji. It's just, I want to know what is your understanding when I say this. Hello.
Yeah, I guess so. The code is done with the writing part or something like that.
Okay. No, absolutely fine. No, not an issue. I know I said it is a technical thing, but I just want to know
Is it
how.
is it
Mhm.
technical specification document where we document the code and uh, we mention the details about the code like functionality and everything?
Mm-hmm. See, as
Or
Gaurav always said, there's nothing right or wrong. I just want to know what are your views on it, and then I'll
Is it,
share what we meant it when we actually uh, did the development part of it. But yes, good inputs. You are on the
is it how to
proper
use it?
lines.
How to use it, as in if I have written the code, I also
Mm-hmm.
write how to use it for the end user or the other person to understand
Mm-hmm.
how it's going to
Mm-hmm.
work.
Okay. Point taken. Dipti, would you like to add something?
Yeah, I just said that it can
Okay,
be the
okay. So I
technical
think Chanchal.
specification document.
Okay, okay. So who was missing? Chanchal? Everybody, or Mayank did not add. Yes. Mayank, would you like to add something? When we say code is documented.
Yeah, maybe it's registered and it's stored somewhere.
Okay. So to be very honest, you all are on similar grounds, but from a technical point of view, when I was a developer, uh, working on modules and applications. So from the practical point of view, when we say code is documented, see, it actually means or understands all these things what you have said, right? But for day-to-day work or for future references, see, because in IT we have high level of iteration, so people come and people go, but the code stays, right? The code is still there, the application is built on that. So the best practices, maybe we might come to it from in some of the sessions. So when we say code is documented, means when you actually do the coding, there has to be proper commenting done for it. Commenting as in why you're writing that piece of code, or what is the motive, when was the code written, or if whenever you changed earlier code or logic, as I said, we keep changing the logic for speed, for good quality, for reducing the number of lines. So when we talk about process improvement, we also work on code improvement, because earlier some of the if you are if you know Microsoft technologies, they keep introducing new versions. So so you'll have to remove the code which was very old. There are some legacy systems when we work on with a lot of many years, and the code might be outdated. There might be some functions which might be outdated, so you have to rework on them. So all that, documenting all that within code is also very important, that we do in the form of comments. You can even maintain the same thing in technical specifications, but it cannot be done in too much detail, because it's mostly focused on the function, no technical details of that functionality. But yes, uh, I'm happy that you could think on these lines and you came up with very interesting and useful things. Along with that, code is documented means your what is your functionality code is going to do, that has to be mentioned, and that is what I wanted to highlight. And when you say my code completed, you have to also share the help documentation, as in it might act as a user guide to the customer, or it can simply be a help document internally for the maybe juniors to work on the code, or maybe some new development team coming in future, so they should know the reference. So basically there should not be any dependency on a person who have written the code. So we like to rather spread or share the knowledge what we have done, because if you simply look at the code, it's not always a piece of cake to understand. There might be some technical things. It largely depends on how a developer thinks. So yes, we need to work on that. And whenever the code development is complete, the stakeholders okay is also involved. It is not at that moment, definitely during the review, but we use the word called code freeze. So when we say code is freezed for that particular sprint, it definitely requires the yes from the stakeholders. So yes, all these are some of the checklist when we say that the you know what do you say, code is deployable, means it can be released to customer, from the functionality point of view, from their review point of view. The next point comes is release and sprint. Sprint we have talked about a lot. Release is on the similar grounds, like for that particular sprint, how you're going ahead with that release. Release is simply like how you say a movie is released on Friday. So it's typically it sounds from this, it comes from the same background. What all is gonna be published during that sprint, what all are the participants, or what are the features that we have in that particular sprint, or a particular feature. And in all that ultimately becomes your sprint, right? So what have you achieved in that sprint functionality point of view? So yes, Gaurav, over to you. I just wanted to highlight few
Yeah.
points.
Thank you so much,
yes,
Prerna ji. Yeah,
most welcome.
you
Yes.
covered most of the part and very well tried to present everything. And yes, now we are going to encapsulate everything whatever Prerna ji has shared with you. So, are you ready for this? I just want to listen yeses from you guys.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Who else has not responded yet? I heard only 3 voices. The fourth one is not ready.
Yes, yeah,
thank,
yeah.
thank you. No worries. So let me ask you this thing before I go further and reshare my screen again. So on my screen, I would be sharing something with you guys. And let me ask you this. How many of you remember this example last time I was sharing with you? You can tell I do or just say I.
I do.
Yeah, thanks. Okay, what was the example? Can someone tell me?
Card
Sales
what?
cycle for credit card.
Credit card. Okay, well, yes, we understood a lot many things. And what we understood about selling, but what we were doing, we were talking about prioritization, right? Sprint backlog. Do you remember that, guys? How many of you remember? Do you remember anything?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so
Yes.
much. I hope every one of you remember that, Nishaji, Dipti, Chanchal, Mayank. Yeah. Yes. Thank you. So let me ask you this thing before I unfold some of the notes. Uh, there are 3 items which Prerna, 4 items which Prerna ji was explaining, and one being user story. Okay, we will talk about user story. Can you give me some idea about user story? What do you mean by user story? Again, yeah, in any layman understanding that yeah, you can come up with your understanding and share with us. What do you understand by user story? Who will go first? So let me call out name. Yeah, so Dipti, can you share?
Yeah, so user story basically, we have a epic which has to be completed in a sprint. So we break that epic into the smaller parts called user story, and user story has a points. I mean, if it is a big user story, it will be a 5 pointers user story. If it is a small work to be completed, it would be 1 pointer, 2 pointer user story. So user story is the piece of chunk which we need to deliver as a part of the sprint, and a sprint will have number of user stories, any number of user stories.
Well said. Well said. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing this. Who else would like to add something? It may be repeated or it may be new. Anything.
Is it a short, like a 2-liner or a 3-liner, some statement describing a functionality which
Yes.
has to be completed?
Yes. Yes. Well said. Well said. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your understanding. Yeah. Who else would like to go next?
User stories can also be sometimes features which are added to the sprint.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's great. Thank you. Thank you, Mang, for sharing. Chanchal, you are next.
Yeah, it has certain kind of a format in which the task which is to be delivered by the developers, it's written in that particular format.
Well
Means in
said.
an
Well said.
yeah.
You all are rightly said. You all rightly said, and very near to user story, about user story, how user story is written, what it could be. So everything you try to cover together. So let me come back over here. So yeah, to add something, can you see the mind map, guys? Yeah. So what will
Yes.
happen if I'll openly ask you and you think you are not able to answer any question, yes, no, or any objective question? Then what you can do is that you can show me thumbs up, or you can unmute directly, or you can type into the chat window the short form of that. I will be able to understand that. So I was asking about mind map. You could before speaking, if you are hesitating, you can write or type MM for mind map. So fine. So yeah, someone was telling, Mayank was telling is also about the feature. So yeah, feature can be the large one, and as Dipti was telling rightly, and Chanchal was telling about how it is being it is also written, and Nishaji also added that point, that two-liner or something. All are correct. Okay, so the epic could be the feature. Okay, feature sometime maybe feature is nothing but a goal to be achieved. Okay, and we break them down into user story. You remember that we gave this example about KYC and something. So these are nothing but the user story. Now coming back to DOD. Okay, so I'm going to destroy this mind map completely, and just give me a second.
Gaurav, one question off the
Yeah.
topic. This mind map is like an app or
So yeah, mind map is just like a software. Like you have Microsoft Word, you have MS Excel. It's a thinking software on which you can brainstorm the things. Okay, so what happens exactly nowadays, it's gradually evolving. People create scenarios in this based on the discussion or something. So it is now being widely used. Earlier no one used to talk about that, and it has been since years. So the founder of or the inventor of mind map was Tony Buzan. Okay, so Tony Buzan invented mind map years ago. I don't remember exactly which years, so maybe during 2000. Okay, and gradually it started evolve. The first ever software was FreeMind. Okay, and there are various different softwares of mind map. So yeah, so just
very
to answer
interesting.
it, yeah.
Very interesting. Is it a paid one, or is there some free
No,
as well?
I'm using a trial version only right now. Okay, so you can find various softwares already. Okay, and you can use them. So I frequently use mind map only to explain. PPT is just a trend. Okay, so PPT can sound can appear boring, but mind map is always interesting. Okay, so this is how it is. There is various way to brainstorm the things. Yeah, so yeah, what we were talking about, DOD is definition of done. And what is the first point? The first point is what? Who can tell that for me? What we were discussing just now? What was that? Please be
User
with me.
story.
Yeah, thank you so much. User story. And in user story, what could be the definition of done? Let's go ahead and think it aloud. Okay, so user story can comprise of what Dave activity. Yeah, right. Test. What else? Test activity. Can it be? Since features together we are developing, right?
Absolutely.
Thank you. What else? Anything? Think about it. And that's how we create a definition of done. Okay, we sit together, all of we involved engineering team as well as Scrum team, and we decide about that for user story what could be the definition of done. And that just before we release, we say it is done. You remember that I showed you the Jira software where I was able to see some cards and I was able to pull them into done, although I did not do it for you, but it was pullables from one square to another square. You remember that, guys? What I'm talking about? Yeah, thank you, Chanchal, thank you, Dipti. Okay, thank you for your responses. Okay, so yeah, so I want to hear some more answer over here. Okay, user story can be divided into dev activity, test activity. What else? Just think about it.
I would like to add, we should also be giving due importance to documentation also, because
Yes,
that
yes.
user story might be useful
Definitely.
for the other functionalities.
True, very, very true. Okay. So just because Prerna ji has added, I'm going to write. Otherwise, I wanted to hear this from you guys. Okay. So this was what I wanted to write. So documentation part, or also the BA activities, I call it. Okay, because as a business analyst, mostly responsibility, they maintain the documents, they design the document, mostly about the functionality. And as Prerna ji has earlier said about functional requirement, non-functional requirement, and business requirement. So these all three things we are anyway going to look at it. Okay, so this is one: user story, dev activity, test activity, and documentation. So documentation is finished or not, so that will go to first BAs, and they will mark it done. So it has been signed off by user, signed off by stakeholders, and they will mark it as done. Test activity means things has been moved further. So it's all about user story. So these activities are check, check, check. Testing quality has been checked, and then you will move this entire card into done. Okay, and that we will consider as done. After this, what was the what was the topic? It was code deployment. So let's move to the next one. So I would write it as CD. Okay, CD means code deployment. Okay, so code deployment could be a various part, could have various part, like we do code review. Okay, code review, and we do peer review. Okay, uh peer review. Okay, and what else we do? We before code gets check-in, what exactly happens? Code deployment means, code deployment is nothing but you have designed something, you have coded something for a workable software. Okay, and now this code is ready to push into the next environment. You remember? Yeah. Yes, Dipti, you are right. Yes, someone is saying something. Yeah, I just paused myself. So someone has to say something. Anyone? I heard some whisper, that's why I paused, but never mind. Let's move further. Okay, so peer review, and then I was telling that, yeah. So what does it mean? Code deployment. Code deployment is nothing but your code is ready and it can be pushed to the next environment, so that the users of that environment can work on that feature or the develop the component. Okay, so apart from code review, before you transfer it to the next environment, you remember we had also talked about environment could be what? Production, pre-production, QA environment, as well as the dev environment. Okay, so we have already talked about these kind of environment. How many of you remember about me talking about environments, software environments? Do you remember, guys? Who all remember?
I do.
Thank you, Dipti. Who else?
I remember half and half. Not
Okay.
fully, but somewhere I'm registering.
Okay. So that's why I gave the example of that baby initially, that when we don't trace back as a baby find itself that in middle of somewhere. So yeah, guys, so that's the importance of sharing back, YouTube link, so that you can go back and refer it in between. Okay, and that's why I keep on sharing with the example, so that you will be able to register it. So thank you, Nishaji, for sharing. Yes, so I hope now everyone has remembered, because we have talked about various environment, because we are now talking on this. So this is one at this point, because we are talking about it, I want you to tell this thing as well. Even though our this entire training will get over tomorrow, I would request you guys to continue repeating in the next batch as well. Okay, so it will help you to let the terminology sink in down and be more aware of the things what we are talking about. Okay, so
I'm sorry. I think I'm not aware. Is it getting over? Training is completed?
no, not yet. I took the opportunity to re-emphasize that whenever it will get
okay,
over.
okay. Whenever it gets over. I'm so
I-
sorry. I thought
yeah.
we just started.
Yeah, no worries. So how I can tell about this, about the environment, Prerna ji, do you have any example coming in your mind? How can you share that these are different environments? Do you have any example?
Okay. Yes, yes. Example as an I'll just as I always mention, I like to relate to the real life scenarios, so wherein we actually work in companies or organizations, we're able to understand it well. So when we say environments or scenarios, I'll go by environment, okay, instead of scenarios. So when we have code, when we are doing the actual, some people say dirty work of coding or actual implementation of your functionality, there are different environments. First is your development environment, wherein a programmer or coder, whatever you name it, the TL, every technical person is attached to it, so and we have a lot of frameworks that we work on as of now. So Visual Studio being one for Microsoft.NET. For Java, we might be some other framework. So yes, that's for versioning control and all. So it's a more of a technical part, but yes, the point I wanted to share, or rather I want to share, is development team works in a development environment wherein it's purely all the software, all the infra is as per from the development motive. Then we have a different environment called as test environment, which is prepared for testing team. So see, when I say environment, means all that particular machine or software is installed, all that. Okay, try to understand from that point of view, because it's little technical and we would really like you to understand that. So the technical team has a test environment. Then these are the two basic environments within your team, which are shared, with the development team and testing team. But there are few environments, which environments and few setups which are shared with, the link is shared with the customer at times for testing purpose. So those are called testing. Those are called what you say. One is DR also. I don't want to get into that in detail. So,
Um,
yes, Gaurav, you were adding something?
yeah, I just came up with a wonderful example. I thought
Yes, yes, yes.
can interrupt.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah,
Please, no issue.
thank you. So understand, I am your customer. Okay, I'm a customer, and understand yourself as a product. Okay, so and also understand yourself as a product owner as well. Okay, so at first place, I come to you and say, hey, I need a world class what world class boxer. Okay, boxer as in who fights in the ring. Okay, so I need that kind of a world class boxer. Okay, and you as a product owner give me a timeline and says that within a year's time, just example. Okay, I'll develop one and hand over to you, and you will remember that for lifetime, that it works for you. Okay, and it is going to be the world's best. Okay, world's best, say for example Mike Tyson for you. Okay, I'm just giving an example. So how this entire process will start: consider yourself that same boxer, same bouncer, and same fighter, uh, and the same prospect WWE champion. So how it is getting ready to be the winner, okay, be the world class. First, the same product, same bouncer, you being a same product, you will practice at ground. Okay, and what happen, you will test your durability, you will test your strength, you will find yourself fit for the next level. Okay, and now the same product will go to another championship league where it will be tested, and some performance will happen with this similar product against some different user. Okay, who is going to test you. Say for example, where you practiced initially, that was the dev environment, because the product is the same, Okay, only the environment was different. Now you are put in the different environment, same product, okay, same bouncer, okay, same boxer, put into the different environment where some tougher situations are there. Some at district level, now you are going to perform. I'm just giving you example, okay, and you win that as well. Your quality is tested, okay, and you are passed in that environment as well. So that was the QA environment where tester comes to you to test you how much strong you are, how is your strength. If they find that, oh, there is some chances of failing in a different punches or different tricks or tact, what they will do, they will tell you, okay, you are failing here, you need to practice more over here. So these are the leakage point, go back to your ground level, it means dev environment, and again rework on these area. Okay, now if you find that it has been unit tested means you find that is better. Now you say, okay, ready to be deployed in the test environment. Again you come back to those tester who were testing you earlier and gave you some feedback, or some told you about some defect to be work upon. You worked on that, you came back in the district level championship, and now you are certified by those tester, and you are said that you are ready for the next level. And in the next level, what exactly happens before deploying it to the finale, or before getting deployed into the the final race, I would say that you are deployed into the pre-production, where which is the semi-final round you consider at the district level, or whatever you define. You will find different kind of user, different kind of your opponents are different type of your testers are, and they test you against a different level of strength. Okay, and what exactly you experience, you are experiencing that every time you meet with a different opponent, you are finding yourself completely strong, and you are passed at that level as well. This is called as pre-production. Okay, and now it comes to finale. In finale, where the real result will be declared, and where the real fighters you will face, and there the real face off will happen. And once you start performing over there, you are worldwide well known product as a bouncer. So this was just an example. This is what exactly happens when any software is being developed. So it is developed by developers, they test it, and the moment they test it at their level, that is called as unit testing, then that is sent to the test environment. So the URL or product will remain same, the user will change. Okay, and they change them, they test them, they give the feedback, and it goes back for initial initial what do you call initial development or defect fixing, or a rework happen again. And then once tester passes that was test environment, they again find it in the pre-production is the one where you will again test it, pass it, and then you will send it to the production environment, where I gave you example, where beta users will come, and customers business user will come together and test it and make it pass. Okay, so this was just to give you example how environment varies, however product remains the same, but its user changes. Okay, so does it make some sense for what exactly software environments are? Did I give you proper example? Yeah, thank you,
Yeah,
Nisha ji.
very good example.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you, Chanchal. Mayank with me? Thank you, Dipti. Thank you, Mayank. Okay, superb. So let's move further. Peer review, and also it's about, we are talking about what? Code deployment. And one important thing is nothing but unit testing. And that's the example we shared over here in this boxers example. This thing happens, they mark it tick, tick, tick. Say, for example, let me do something for you. Let me find out if something is there to make it tick marked, so that I would say This is my definition of done. Okay, so let me see if something is there I can add. So just give me a second, guys. Okay, yeah. So I Margaret definition. This is my definition of done. You are seeing this is the tick mark is a mark of done. Okay, that was the second example. Then move back to the another one about release. So what could be the release? Release related. So in release, there must be release document. Okay, because we are releasing on what basis? We are releasing on release documents. Okay, so release documents. Okay, and release document must be signed by who all. Okay, it has a different layer of definition of done. So release document must be signed off by BA team, that is business analyst, then dev team. Okay, and then QA team. So QA manager will be there, quality analyst manager would be there, or say for example DevOps team or deployment team who deploys the code, or what exactly happens. I keep on giving you a different example, and I talk about there is always a middle layer. In middle layer, what exactly happens? These things are done by architects. Okay, it could be different architect who design design an interface to communicate between two different softwares. Okay, say for example, I'll give you one example that uh, I was giving last time about one example about finding sanction or finding some drug addicts in US law enforcement um, category. Okay, so if you call it as Leo as well. So there I need to search some drug addict. They could be they could have a criminal record as well. Okay, so say for example, one Accenture is one company which develops the UI. Okay, and Capgemini is another company who has got the access of database. Okay, there is a middle layer. What it will do, that middle layer will do what? It will talk between the user interface, the UI, what you see exactly on your screen, and what exactly database is being held by Accenture. So how exactly your UI will access inside the database of Capgemini, or vice versa, whatever I just now said. So there would be a minimal middle layer of socket that will give the access, and that is called as interface. These interface are also designed by some technical architect. Okay, so even these TA will also sign off these documents. So we call it as technical architect. Are you with me so far? Whatever the example I'm sharing, are you with me, guys? Yes.
Yes.
Thank you for thumbs up. Thank you, Nisha, Chanchal, and Mayank. Okay, so these release documents are developed and everyone signs them off. Okay, and then it is ready to be shipped. So everything we have covered over here. So what else? Sprint. Now come to the next round. So next part. So see, for everything there must be a definition of done. It is not for only one thing there should be a definition of done. Okay, now it is coming for sprint. So am I right, Prerna ji? Do you want to add any point over here till now, whatever I have just spoken?
No, Gaurav, it's going
Okay.
good.
Okay, thank you. So even sprint will have what kind of definition of done? All the selected user story, okay, which we have agreed upon, those have been already done. Okay, those have already been marked as done. In the sprint, we have agreed upon some documents could be deliverables. So these documents could be release documents. Okay, these documents could be dev documents. Okay, these documents could be signed off signed off software requirement development document. Okay, signed off documents. Okay, which has been created by BS. Okay, okay, software requirement document, which we call it as a functional requirement document, FRD or FSD, functional specification documents. So these are signed off. Okay, these are also ready. And document could be technical document. Okay, technical design document. Okay, so say for example FTSD, functional technical design document. Okay, functional technical specification document. Okay, so this is one thing. So these are things are signed off, ready. And there could be also testing document could be test summary document. Okay, where how what all kind of different test this software has been passed or this application has passed. So this defines definition of done. And everything once moved to the done part. Just to make you fresh, what I am going to do is, once again I'm just now telling you that I'm going to try to share some screen, reshare my screen in front of you, where I will be talking about, and this part I'm going to pause, I'm not going to record. Okay, because I'm going to share the Jira. Okay, I'm going to share Jira for you, because you will remember that. Okay, because we keep on talking about this thing and we don't even share with each other. So let me bring the screen in front of you. I hope I'm recording already. Yes, I'm recording. And now that recording, I'm going to pause. So just be with me for a few seconds. My screen is getting loaded. So yeah, sometimes it takes time. Yeah, you remember the Kanban board I had represented in front of you. So just give me a second. It is still opening up. Okay. So yeah, I'm bringing in front of you. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to reshare my screen with recording paused. Okay. So here you will find various different things. Okay, just I'm going to pause my screen. So just now I showed you the things, and do you remember now that last time we have gone through this board as well? Yeah. Yes. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, guys. So I thought that it is okay to repeat again sometime, so that still you will remember that. Like it may happen that you forget. So that's why I think better to bring it back. So I had just now demonstrated in front of you about done part, how things move, thing gets slided from to do to in progress, from there to done. Okay, excuse me. Okay. So coming back to this, sprint part is done, document is done, user story is done, code deployment is done. So this is how my done is done. Okay. So you remember done is done. So now this is very, very important when we are talking about user story. And I was asking you about what is user story. And interestingly, few of you came with interesting answer that user story is a feature broken down into pieces. Okay. A feature is nothing but epic, and epic is nothing but a goal, a portion of a small portion of a semi big or medium sized application. Okay, and that goal we write in a different manner. Earlier it has evolved further, and how we do write it, there are some category we define in it. And that's why we talk about behavior, and we define its behavior of any feature. Okay, And if I'll tell you, like Prerna ji was giving you example of the railway ticketing, and now I want to grab this opportunity to talk about one example of one flying airline. Say, for example, you are going to board in a Agile Flyer, what do you call, Agile Flyer Airlines. Okay, and we are going to talk about that. So before I go deeper, talk about that, understand this entire scenario can be categorized in a different categories. And just now we have spoken, even Prerna ji was speaking about it, that was the three main component. We have covered quality, we have talked about quality, and the business and functional requirement and non-functional requirement. We are going to look at these three main area. You understand what is business and functional requirement? What is quality? Quality has to do with how a software works. Okay, how best the software works. It does not fail at given point of time where it is not intended to fail. Okay, business or functional requirement is nothing but a door. Just coming up with one example, the door should be locked with the its say for example, an existing door has been redesigned to lock through some push buttons. Okay, so there are permutation and combination, so every button is functioning well. So this is functional requirement. Okay, non-functional could be usability, how easily it is pressable, and while pressing it is not breaking. Okay, this is non-functional requirement. Quality, how does it give look and feel to the finger, and how do you feel as user? So that defines the quality. And even if you press, it does not simply break or leaves any fingerprint, or means that could be more exaggerated, but yeah, so just to understand, when you're pressing, it does not go inside and sitting back into its frame. Okay, so are you clear with this small example, quick example? Yeah, yes, just give me a thumbs up or something.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much, Nisha ji, for answering. Okay, so yeah, now understand users. Thank you, Chanchal, for your thumbs up. So yeah, so now understand how user story is written. So we are just now spoke about behavioral way, and we talk it as BDD. BDD is nothing but behavioral development driven method. It's a development method, and B is this is used in Agile. So remember two things, BDD and TDD. So what is this? Let me reshare whiteboard now. Okay, so this was not the part of the today's discussion, but just I came to grab this. So one is B, D, D, and another is what? T. There are ways development. There are development ways, and in Agile we talk about uh, behavior driven development and test driven development. Is it clear to you guys? Yeah, there are two ways in which we develop our software. Okay, one of the way to develop a user story is called as BDD, means behavior driven development. So do you have any question over here? Till now, whatever I have just spoken is just nothing but a terminology. And
So,
yeah,
for Agile is about BDD, is it?
no, Agile is not about the BDD. I'm getting into how a user story can be written. Okay, so there are Agile can the entire in Agile methodology, the development may happen in two ways. It's one is called as BDD and another is called as TDD. TDD is nothing but test driven development. BDD is nothing but a behavioral driven development. Using behavioral driven development, generally what happens, product owner or say for example business analyst or whoever has been given the responsibility to talk to write the user story, they use one feature of behavioral driven development. Okay, and there is a certain way using that, user story is written. So this is a one tiny part I'm just explaining you over here. So did I answer you, Dipti?
Yes, I think I got something. I did not get completely, but yes, I got something
Okay,
here.
what you were knowing about it, about
So
BDD?
what? No, BDD is behavior. I mean, I don't know much. I just know the full form.
Yeah, just tell me
Behavior
whatever you
driven
know.
and test driven development.
Mhm.
So in Agile, we can do both. We can follow both the approaches. We can do it with the BDD or TDD, right?
Yeah,
In the
yeah,
Agile
yeah,
projects.
and this, we are talking about development, so there are different approaches and different area in development. BDD will be based on BDD, development will happen, coding will happen, based on BDD even testing happens, even based on TDD development happens, and based on TDD testing also happens. Okay, so this is
So
a wide.
can you give a short example of what is, if I'm following BDD approach, how will I do? And if I'm following TDD, how
Okay,
will I do?
so understand in this way, TDD will have some test data. Okay, so we'll give you simple example and we'll not discuss in the detail of that because that is not topic and I don't want the freshers to get confused. Okay, means who are learning it for first time, just because you know it already. So that's why I'm sharing you example. BDD defines the behavior, okay, and it drives how it can be developed. Behavior means making sure developing a robot whose right hand does not go beyond 60 degree, okay, and it does not go below 120 or say minus 60 degree. Okay, that's one example. Right hand I just not talked about. Then this is one feature of one decided robot to be developed. Okay, the another, and this is how what I talked about its behavior. Okay, we can also talk about its left hand feature. Okay, test driven development can happen that when it hold 50 grams of weight, it should not go beyond 60 degree on above range, and it does not go below 60 degree beyond range. Okay, this is just one example. I thought it loud and share with you. So one is talking about behavior, one is talking about having test data with it. Okay, does it
Yes, sir.
make slightly sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
So rest of you guys are there with me so far? Yeah. So there are two ways we develop one user story. We develop an application, and in that two ways, there is one way to design user story as well. So we are developing one feature. Say for example, one feature which we are talking about opening the door. Okay, so I'm going to write one user story about that, and there is a format defined of that. Okay, as a user, and you need to mention the actor who is going to work. So for example, as a branch manager, okay, I want what an act. Okay, open the branch so that by an impact, so that banking business will start start happening smoothly. Okay, so I gave you just example. So this is how, this is the format based on which we write user story. Remember this as a user. So this is evolved way. Earlier people never used to write in this way. Okay, and it's acceptance criteria is nothing. You remember this, this is the example we were giving. So let me go back to mind map. One thing I did not write over here, this is about acceptance criteria. So every feature will have the acceptance criteria, every sprint will have acceptance criteria. So every individual item can have the acceptance criteria, and every group may have the acceptance criteria to define its done. Okay, so with to understand whether things are done or not. Okay, so are you with me, guys? Okay, are you able to get what I am doing? So we were just now talking about definition of done, and inside definition of done we have just now touched this user story, that because some user story sprint, to define a sprint has been done, we need to know that user has been done. And since we have touched this user story, here now we are getting a little bit deeper understanding how a user story is written. Are you with me so far now? Has it simplified your doubt, probable doubt in your mind? Yeah. Okay, I cannot see any. Okay, let me see that. Thumbs up, no thumbs up, I could see. Okay,
Gaurav, if you ask me, I feel it's a lot to take in one session because we are using a lot of terminologies. So
Yeah.
I think we should give them to some time to digest what is BDD.
So that's
and
why,
what
yeah,
will
that's
we
why
have.
I'm
Yes.
asking for the feedback. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I am still a little bit confused. I'm not still understanding how
okay,
exactly.
forget the terminology now. For now, forget the terminology. Can you understand this thing, that how a user story is written? To understand, let's not differentiate, but just understand, nowadays you can write a user story, any piece of a bigger item into a smaller item. You can define and this way, that as a user I want to do this act, so that what will it impact. Okay, so this will be the format for you to write a user story. Simply forget the BDD and TDD. So now does it make sense why we are talking about user story? Because user story could be a definition of done of a bigger sprint. Does it make some sense? Nishaji, you are with me?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Mayank, Chanchal, Dipti, do you
Yes.
want? Okay, thanks Mayank. Thanks.
Yes, yeah.
Forget DDD, BDD and TDD. Okay, so let's move further. Okay, so additional details that emerge through conversation are, so what definition of done of a user story could be? It's business rule, it's workflow, it's mock-up, algorithm, data points, and acceptance criteria. Then you can go deeper and you can define anything. So user story example 1 is given. That's the next level. So here you see that as a flyer. So what was earlier? As a user or actor, you are as a flyer who flies in airlines. Okay, I want to view my past trips so that I can find out how much my total reward points I can claim. Okay, which I say as LTA. That is one example. And its acceptance criteria should be what? Should be able to find out rupees spent per trip, and should be able to find out rupees spent per financial year. Okay, so if through using this user story, if I can achieve these two tasks, it means I can call it this user story has been done. Okay, it has been written. Another example, as a frequent flyer, I want to view my past trips so that I can find out how many miles I have earned. Okay, you also check, right? You are flying through SpiceJet or some another line in India. So like in India Airlines or some different airlines, say Qantas Airlines, that there are certain miles I'm achieving as a reward points. Okay, so what you did, this was just a template to let you know that any user story can be written in this way. Second, you know that here I gave you the example as you are a flyer. Okay, you fly in airlines and you have two different objectives, and its acceptance criteria can be this, but this user story can be written in this two different manner. Okay, if I'll go further in detail, so I have something written some in tabular form. You have membership. Okay, you are either this airline's bronze member, silver member, okay, or gold member. You have traveled so far 1,000 kilometers, more than 1,000 kilometers, or less than 2,005. These are the limiters has been assigned. Okay, so it has some categories defined, and in which class you have traveled in the past. And I can go more in detail and write another user story in this fashion, that as a registered frequent flyer of Fly Agile Airlines, which I was mentioning before, I want to book my ticket through Fly Agile Airlines portal so that I can gain my miles. Okay, earlier what you were doing, you were searching how many points I have gained, then you were searching that how much exactly I can use. And now in the third user story, what did you do? You are thinking about gaining more miles. Okay, and its acceptance criteria on this third user story, you can still jot them down. Okay, should authenticate user as a flyer, consider the functionality already exists. Okay, the authenticating functionality will work. Okay, should be able to do flight search. Okay, should be able to do flight selection.
Gaurav, sorry to interrupt. The PPT is not visible.
Oh really?
Yes.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
Not an issue, not an issue.
But thank you. So now is it visible? I just now showed you this tabular form where
Yes, yes,
distance
it
is
is.
maintained, bronze, silver, gold, and S class is mentioned. Okay, this is acceptance criteria. Okay, add miles to passenger profile. So what exactly you can perform in a smaller piece, okay, that you are writing. Okay, say for example, I'm talking about SMSing system. Now SMSing system can have three categories. One is about sending SMS, one is about receiving SMS, and third one is about acknowledging the SMS. So as a say for example Vodafone user, I should be able to send SMS through my mobile. Okay, as a say what else, as a Vodafone user, I should be able to receive SMS on my mobile. As a Vodafone user, I should be the system should uh, acknowledge the receipt of the message received. Okay, so there are three different category, and as a user I want to send SMS so that the communication gets established. Okay, so that the piece of information can be conveyed. So this is how I can write one user story, and I can also define acceptance criteria. Why I'm sharing this all? Because in future you need to practice these all. Okay, so I would want you to go back and come to here at what say 1 hour 24th minute, and after 1 hour 20th minute, and pause this recording of this video, and take a note that how one user story is defined. And I want you to give you this task: think about any functionality of anything and try to convert them into user story. That will give you liberty to write in a different fashion about different functionality of a bigger task or even a smaller task. Okay, so you have 2 3 things I'm giving you as a homework. One is just say it will be home play for you, it won't be homework. So how you can do this, say for example write down about any vehicle functionality or refrigerator functionality, or you can write down about any selling system, or you can write down about your card functionality, ATM card functionality, anything which comes in your mind. Come down, see that how this has been written, user story template, and then try to write down its minimum 3 features. Okay, and its acceptance criteria. Okay, so will you be able to do that? I have just simplified. One goal has to be achieved as a person, as a user, okay, as a depositor of a cash, means as a you are cash depositor, or say for example you are any kind of user. Say for example, flyer example I gave you. In the similar manner, it can be a refrigerator user, it can be, or a shopkeeper you can be, or say for example, you know, a player of football you can be, a goalkeeper you can be. Just think of anything and try to think of its feature, try to write down user story in this manner. As a person, I want to achieve some task so that it can impact some functionality. Does it make sense to you how you are going to write a user story? Yeah, are you with me, guys, so far with me?
Gaurav, can you, is it possible for you to give a quick example?
So I gave you the example of this flyer. I gave you example of as a user, as a Vodafone user. I gave you example as a Vodafone user. I want to send SMS so that information can be conveyed. That was one simple example. Okay, then the second user story would be, as a Vodafone user, I want to receive SMS on the same mobile so that exact information should be received. Okay, that's the second one. Third one, about the acknowledgement part. As a Vodafone user, I want to be notified for the message receipt so that the confirmation gets established. Did you get that?
Yeah.
Okay, so any other question? Are you clear with your home play, guys? I know this may sound not so easy, but you need to practice it, because on the real environment you need to talk about it, and we are gradually shifting the gears. It cannot be always like smooth, butterly and things. You need to work upon something, right? You are with me so far, ready to work on this? Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you,
Yes.
Mang. Thank you. Nisha. Chanchal, you are there with me. Dipti, are you also going to do
Yes.
this? Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Now, here I have clarified the user story. Rest are very easy. So we are talking about quality. You see here in quality in testing, we talk about test-driven development, where some test data are there. Unit testing, first, what software developer test at its end first, and that's why it is called as software unit testing. You know, whoever develop a system test at its own code first. That is why it is called as unit testing. Okay, you also check about maintainability, you also check about its usability, not usability, its defect, means some defects would be known. Okay, some defects would be unknown defects. Okay, no defects and known defects, these are the part of quality. So do you understand what does it mean by known defects? Any idea? Known defect. Any software you are knowing that, okay, you don't have to stand on the edge of a pillar, a narrowed pillar, otherwise it does not hold user, it does not hold a person who is standing at the edge, because it will tend to help the person to fall down. That's one example. Second example, if you are locking a door, so door needs to be pushed at first, otherwise it gives you some friction while locking a door. Are you with me? So these are small known defects which some product may have. So that's why these are called as known defect, and even user or customer are knowing about it. So technical debts are some unused codes which developer tries and it remains in the system. So product owner makes sure, or scrum master makes sure that these technical debts which makes the application heavy. So we will know about this terminology later on, but for quality has to do with should be a defect free. No software can be a defect free, but it can be with a low defect or minimal defect. Okay, or minimal error. Are you getting me? What do I mean by quality? It should function well. So these are the quality part, and then comes to non-functional, where you are aware of that product's availability, maintainability, usability, reliability, security. There are various part. Okay, so I think you are okay, and you understand these part. Availability means how frequent the software is available, or it has got some downtime. Okay, maintainability means how easily any software is able to be maintained. It is not expensive. Performance means at the same time 200 user can access one software from different location. That is about and still it is performing well without its slowness. Are you getting me? So far so good with me, guys? I'm giving you some example, just simplifying the things. Okay, so what Scrum organization sums up definition of done. It sums up definition of done in 3 stages: initial definition of done, mature definition of done, and stringent definition of done. It comprises of all the things which I have or we have shared so far. Okay, so you can still go back and refer to the video, and or you can go directly to scrum.org, and there you will find everything has been defined in the similar manner. Okay, so this is all about definition of done. And to once again simplify the things, before you ship anything or before you deliver anything, you need to tick mark the checklist. These things are done. Nothing is done. Okay, done is means what? Lot of approval has come up and you have been pushed to say, hey, release it, ship it. Okay, that is why it is called done. And what is definition of done? You have just check mark or tick mark the things. Okay, this is done, and now ready to ship. So this is just in a simplified manner. Are you clear with definition of done so far, guys? Before I ask Prerna to add something, so I want to hear from you. So are you okay with definition of done? Whatever example I shared with you, bouncer example, then this a window door example, lock door example, then a push button example of the door, and then I gave you flyer example, then I gave you example of sending and receiving SMSs, how you can design user story. Okay, and we started with simple understanding of definition of done, got deeper into detail of it, and talked about business requirement, functionality and non-functional requirement. And then we also talked about various level of definition of done, about sprint, about backlog sprint, about what do you call code deployment, about release documents. So there are various examples we shared together. So this is how we have covered various things. Yeah, so did you get and got the simplification? What exactly definition of done is for you? Yeah, Mayank, you had unmuted yourself. Yeah, please go on.
No, I did. Thank you.
Okay, you understood. Okay, so I want to understand from Chanchal, Nisha, or Dipti.
Yes, I understood.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So,
Yeah.
so can you be a bit more louder so that I feel confident about you, that you are confident enough? Yeah, Dipti, are you good with definition of done?
Yes, I am.
Thank you so much. So Chanchal and Nisha, can you repeat, please? If you are.
Yes, I'm good.
Yes.
I'm good.
Yes. I'm
Thank you so much. So what I'm going to do, I'm giving it back to Prerna ji, and I think I took more of the time today, right? I did not even let Prerna ji to talk her opinion.
No. Gaurav, first of all, very realistic and easy to understand examples. And I do not want to overburden
Yes.
all of you now, because we have shared a lot of things. So I'll just suggest go over this recording at least once today. So all this information would be fresh in your mind when you wake up tomorrow. You might be able to relate, because when we are in a session, you're doing multiple things, like you're looking at the screen, you're trying to understand, there are some thoughts back of your mind. But when you're listening to a recording or you're looking at a presentation, like you're watching a movie, that time your focus is a lot more. So I think whatever me and Gaurav has tried to explain in this session will be more clear. It will be more, from understanding point of view, much better if you visit this link once Gaurav uploads it on YouTube. And as far as this Scrum and Agile journey is concerned, user stories is quite important, and it's very relatable. There's nothing out of the box. So I think we have given a lot of importance to definition of done today, and a lot of things have been shared and discussed. So I don't want to add anything further to it. We had a very big cake to digest, I would say. So please revisit this video once it's uploaded. And that's it from my side. Thank you so much, Gaurav, for a wonderful and very in-depth discussion on this topic. Yes, and
Okay.
thank you all of you for your attention also.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Prerna ji. But before we end up, let me ask each one of you guys. So did I use any technical terminology today? What exactly we talked about? Basically, we talked about, understanding only, right? We talked about how things can be broken into pieces. What all things can be broken into pieces? Yes? Yes or yes? Are you with me?
Yes.
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 And nothing is there. We just we did not even talk of more technical things. Once you will go through this again, and you will come to know that things are really easy. And before going through this YouTube video, tell yourself twice or thrice that if anyone can understand any complicated thing, I too can understand, but this is the simplest thing I am going to go through. Okay, so that's one thing. Second thing, one thing to remind: anything if you find is complicated, just repeat it 3 times and you are easy to digest. And this is the proven formula I'm sharing with you. Just do it by yourself and you will be wowed by this. Okay, this was one hack for you today. So thank you so